welcome to Newsweek, and today is a very special day. I'm your host, Kamesh, and today I'm bringing a very special close friend of mine who is a very intellectual person. He will be telling us about what our topic is today, and please welcome the news station, Mr. Harrison Tran.
Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
Quite flattering of you. I hear you're an expert about how the Americans felt about the New Deal, right?
Yeah, so I just needed some help on the other side, like the background and more some impact.
All right, we'll start with that. The New Deal was generated in the Great Depression, and as you know, the Great Depression is one of the worst times in our history, where over 24% of our workforce were unemployed, and the people who still had their jobs had their wages cut, their hours cut. So our potential went rock bottom, and most of us were very overwhelmed. And the one significant statistic was the divorce rate. It was a 1% divorce rate, and those were the lowest divorce rates ever, right?
Yeah, lately it's like higher now.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Yeah, because there's no fear of economic collapse.
yeah.
Like the recession was bad, but the Great Depression was uncomparable. Say if you were having an unhappy marriage, and you wanted to divorce, if you divorced, you might face yourself living on the streets and having nothing to help you, because we didn't have Social Security or safety nets.
The main reason you're here is about the New Deal, and I would like to know more about it. So, and our viewers out there would also. So,
So now that we covered the background, I want to talk about the New Deal too. FDR campaigned. He didn't really have a game plan, as we would call it. He just made his campaign promises on beliefs, and he only had ideas. Oh, do you have any more questions?
yeah. So the New Deal, like, what did he do? Like all the steps that Mr. Roosevelt took.
A lot of historians call it the first 100 days because almost no other president has done as much as FDR in his first 100 days. He passed several acts for the recovery of agriculture, banks, and business. He called for a national bank holiday, and what that means is he closed all the banks so that no one would lose any more money. And by the time he had everything in order and he opened them a week later, no one was worried about losing their money as much as they did. Now they know the situation of the Great Depression, and they do not panic anymore. He also removed the gold standard. The gold standard is that he removed the law that said all printed money had to be backed up by gold reserves. And gold reserves, that means that the government can print as much money as they want without having to back it up, which stimulated the economy. He also created many reforms for banks, farms. He basically transformed the whole system. After the New Deal had helped the people, how did it impact society?
Impact society. That's a good question. So it gave the population of people confidence that the government was doing something, and that really raised their hopes. Like before that, they didn't know what the government was doing, so they couldn't do anything about it. And another thing is that the federal government became more active in the daily lives of Americans than ever before. Finally, it had an everlasting influence on society.
Back then, there was a lot of hate and discrimination on African Americans. Can you go in depth on how it impacted African Americans?
Well, the African Americans, it did not bring an end to the injustice of the African Americans. They had to bear a lot on a day-to-day basis, and it was torture. Nothing on the New Deal really changed their lives in much of a way. It served to build rather than break the walls of segregation. So, like, it wasn't taking it away; it was adding on to it, which was a really sad thing, actually. The FDR era was the first time African Americans felt they could communicate with the government. So it had some influence, some good influence for African Americans. The silent but invisible hand of racism was posed as a national issue. Before, not many people knew about racism and how badly African Americans were treated, but after the New Deal, it impacted the country by making sure that everyone knew what the African Americans had to bear.
Yes, we're running out of time, so thank you, Kamesh.
Yeah.
And I was happy to be here.
Yeah.
And I hope we talk again.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. A good hand of applause for Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm back. All right. Thank you for watching our presentation, and I hope this was a twist on how we did it and our PowerPoint. And about right here is our bibliography. We decided to throw that in there too, and we had really fun making this project. So thank you, Ms. Anderson, and I hope you guys enjoyed this project as well.
Thank you.